Today is Sunday the 19th. Tomorrow is the first full day of spring. Vanessa and I are on the road and we're traveling to Olympia, Washington to visit with our good friends Barbara and Del Frandrich. We're going to be having a look at a piano, but that'll be a separate video. And we're going to take the nose swab test commonly available to see if we have COVID. We haven't been sick, and we are going to see if perhaps we have been asymptomatic before we go into the house in order to be able to visit with our friends.
She said we can come in and she'll test us inside, and you could play the piano for 15 minutes
while the results are brewing.
Yeah.
Really good. Okay, here we go. This is the at-home self-test we will be applying to probably our nasal canals. It's supposed to have it says two tests in it, and what's nice about that is there's two of us. All right, Vanessa is going to be the first guinea pig for this test.
I was thinking of another word besides pig. But.
No, don't do anything. I'm going to read the directions.
Okay.
Okay, because we want to follow the directions. You have test kit 2. I have test kit 1. And I think they're the same kit, although they don't explain it, but they want to make sure we don't mix our results. So, open the package. That's what it says. See, first thing you do is open the package, Vanessa.
We got distracted.
I can't imagine how that could happen.
And take out the test card in the pouch. There's a test card in there. All right. And then it says empty the tube, sealed solution, and the swab. Now, I don't know what they mean by that, but I think what they're saying is there's a tube that comes along with this kit. And I don't know why they're saying empty it. I don't know what they mean by emptying it, but it's very obscure.
Empty it into something.
Into something, but they're not saying. They're just saying empty.
Let me see one of mine.
So empty the tube, sealed solution, and swab. When you're ready, proceed with the test. Open the foil pouch of the test card. All right, show the foil pouch. This is a foiled pouch of the test card.
I think that's the foil.
No, that's just the packaging. This is the packaging. This is the foiled card of the test thing. And then it said...
Just in case you need
Well,
to put it
this is
inside.
plastic and that's foil.
That's
why it's
Dell's offering us some assistance
great.
here. Thank you, Dell.
Something.
Thank you.
All right.
This is
I know,
plastic.
this is very confusing. This is foil, and this is like a plastic encasement, and it looks like there's supposed to be some way of applying the fluid, which is what I would call the reagent, into this, and then taking the nose swab and sticking in it, and then waiting 15 minutes for it to display this. But these instructions are terrible. I don't know how the average person could follow them. I used to be a technical instructor, and I'm very particular about how you explain things to people, and this is not good. I'm going to read it again. Test kit 2, open the package, take out the COVID-19 test card in the pouch, empty the tube, sealed solution, and the swab. When you are ready to proceed with the test, open the foil pouch of the COVID-19 test card. Now, COVID-19 test card in pouch. You can look at it for yourself.
How many of these?
We got one. We each have one of these kits. So we're going to basically
okay.
debug our technique using
We have more kits.
You have more kits if we screw up?
Yeah.
That's good to hear, Del. All right. Now, what I'm going to say
I
is,
just opened one to
Okay.
it says, please look carefully. There are 2 edges on the empty tube. Then squeeze the sealed solution completely into the empty
Oh,
tube.
there's pictures.
All right.
So do I pull this thing off, the cap off?
This is really absurd.
There should be pictures.
There are 2 edges on the empty tube. Squeeze the sealed solution completely into the empty tube. Now let me abstract. What they're going to have us do is swab our noses, Vanessa. Look.
Not with
This
that
is
thing.
what they should have said. No, not with this. This is going to have fluids here, and they want it in
there's
here.
fluid inside.
And then they want you to stick the nose swab into this.
Yeah.
But this I don't know who wrote this. I don't know who came up. It must be Chinese and interpreted into French and interpreted into German and then interpreted it into Spanish and then finally English because it makes no
where's this
sense at
thing?
all.
Don't forget the Chinglish.
All right, looking at the pictures, however, Vanessa has determined that you're supposed to shake this reagent tube up and down, only up and down.
It's actually tapping. Goes tap, tap,
Tap, tap, tap. How many
Make
times?
sure all the fluid is at the bottom.
Okay, so it
That's all.
transfers the fluid to the bottom. And
Which
looking
is-
at it, hold on, I see the fluid on the bottom. Very good. All right, what's the next step in the pictures?
Screw off this.
Screw off the lid. Now hold on, you may have to take this out first before you screw that off because it'll begin evaporating. Remember, it said open all of these packages. So open this package first is my presumption. You know, after this is done and we get it to work, it's going to be so simple, it's mind-boggling. But most
And we'll
complicated
be
thing about it
experts
is the
At
instructions.
the end of it.
All right, so Vanessa is now,
After
don't make contact with the actual tip of it, right? I'm just saying it for the camera, Vanessa.
Okay.
I know you know better. All right. Now, what does it say on the pictures next? Tap, tap, tap. Stick the nose swab into the fluid because you're going to capture. Looks like that's what it's
I
saying,
didn't
isn't
take
it?
the top off yet. It
All right.
says stir 15 times.
What stir? Oh, the nose swab. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've already tapped it. You got the fluid to go to the bottom. You're removing the cap. You're going to stick the. You didn't open the. Oh, you did open the nose swab. Right. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Now, next thing you do is
15.
times. Stir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay, so the next step is for her to squeeze this tube because they don't want a lot of fluid on the cotton fibers of the nose swab. So she's got to squeeze it really tight and then draw it out. So just leave it down there and squeeze it tight and slowly draw it out. Now, is there
Okay.
any dripping? I would look for dripping.
No dripping.
Okay, the next thing is what? You got to do it into your nose and it's not showing that. I don't see anything here that says...
Oh, then you have to put 3 drops in.
No, don't do it at that. I think
From
you're supposed to
this?
put it in your nose.
Nope.
That's
From this.
absurd. That's a sample. See, it's saying add sample. You
Number 4, add the sample.
drew it out, and then what? Screw back the large orange cap. Put the cap back on this thing. Okay?
Take it, and then 3 drops.
And put the swab back into the package. Safely dispose of the swab. That's after you do your nose. What the? This is insane. You've got the sample, you got some fluid on it, you pulled it out, but it doesn't say here, put it in your nose. Isn't that mind-boggling? To repeat. Test kit 2. Open the package, take out the COVID-19 test card and pouch, empty tube, sealed solution in the swab. When you are ready to proceed with the test, open the foil pouch of the COVID-19 test card. This is where they screwed up. They should never have said test kit 2 because you don't know what test kit 2 is until you open the box. So they should have said open the box, and we botched it because we didn't understand what they were talking about. So they should have said open the box with the 2 test kits in it and then remove them. That's all they were saying for test kit 2. Okay, please look carefully. There are 2 edges on the empty tube. Squeeze the sealed solution completely into the empty tube. We did that correctly. 2. Collect sample. Remove the swab from its package, being careful not to touch the tip of the swab. Keep the swab package for later use. Now, I don't know what they mean for later use. Gently insert the entire absorbent tip of the swab, usually 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch into your nostril. We missed that. It's my fault. Then, C. Firmly and slowly brush against insides of nostrils in a circular motion against the nasal wall for at least 5 times. You kind of like worked it around in there, didn't you? Okay. And take at least
Like they
15
did
seconds
when we
to
were
collect
tested.
the specimen and be
Swab it.
sure to collect any nasal drainage on the swab. Using the same swab, repeat the same sample procedure for the other nostril. Oh, be sure to brush both nostrils with the same swab. We did not follow instructions there. We may have to open another kit. Process the sample. Tap the tube vertically on the table and twist the large orange cap to open the tube. Oh, they wanted us to tap that thing and
Yeah,
then
that's what I did.
insert the swab into the tube. You did that, but that was supposed to be done after you got the sample from your nose.
After the sample.
After the sample. Squeeze the sides of the tube to
So what the
express
heck
as
is this
much
thing?
liquid as possible from the tube and then remove the swab. Okay,
So what is this thing then?
just go ahead and do it that way because you did collect sample and you also happen to
Yeah.
have the reagent on the tube when you did it,
Yeah.
which meant that it's fine. It's going to absorb any bacteria, viruses. Screw back the large orange cap, put the swab back in the package, and safely dispose. Then add the sample. Twist to open the small white cap of the tube. Add 3 drops of sample to the sample port of the COVID-19 test card. Screw back the small white cap. We did not do this right. But wait 15 minutes and see what results you get. So, anyway, we did not see it. And the principal problem was they should never have said for test kit 2, open the package. They should have said, open the package and find test kit 2. But we're going to go ahead with this approach and see if we get any results. Okay, folks, learn from our mistake. Basically, when you read this instructions, if you get this iHealth kit, when they say test kit 2, open the package and take out the COVID-19 test card, empty tube, sealed solution, swab, what they really mean is don't open the packages these things are in. They're saying open the box. They should have said step-by-step instructions. Step 1, open the box. Because if they don't say open the box, you assume that you've already got the contents out and you start opening it up prematurely. Dell has some insights. And what were those insights, Dell?
Well, I'm not entirely sure because of the confusion of the instructions, but my instructions show this part of the tube. They show this cap, and then besides that, they show a little plastic envelope that you might get condiments of some sort in.
Okay.
But these kits do not contain that. These kits have the solution already in the tube.
Yes.
And the cap simply unscrews and comes off, and now we pick up the instructions. And presumably now we do the swab and whatever the instructions send. But the first part is it's either, it appears to be instructions for a different
kit. That the instructions were for a different solvent kit
different
than this
style
one.
kit.
It had a cap on top of it, and you squeeze the fluid into the bottom, but there's already fluid in the bottom. So it completely made everything absolutely confusing to us. So here's the real procedure with this iHealth kit. You remove your nasal swab, which is just a Q-tip with a long handle. If I could get this thing open. All right. Do not touch the actual tip. You insert it into your nostril.
3/4 of an inch.
And then you swab
I know it's very
it
painful.
around. Then you go to your other nostril. Why you have it in one nostril and not the other, I do not know. Ugh. Okay. Then you open up the reagent cap, because this is different than the instructions. This cap just was removed, set it aside, and now it was 15 seconds, right, Dell? You insert.
Well, it doesn't say 15 seconds.
It says 15
15
times. Swirl 15
15
times.
swirls.
1, 2,
And
3,
probably up and down. And
4. Sure, anything to get it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now, when you take it out, you're supposed to squeeze the tube to get as much of the fluid off of this as possible.
Right. And then you take 3 drops from that and put it in.
Into the reagent
Right.
kit, which is the test kit.
Vanessa,
So
Yeah?
take,
you want to come up and get some tea?
we're almost done with the videography. Well, okay, that's like 3 drops. It filled this little cavity up.
Okay. Now you stick the.
Well, maybe I should open it again and put some more in it. Maybe it'll take 3 separate drops. Hold on.
Oh, you're.
That's the second drop. We're going to call those drops because apparently it then drops down. Oh, I see it. You see the reagent strip here? The fluids are now progressing. Don't get too close because it won't have focus, but it's progressing across the reagent strip inside, which is kind of like a permeable solid material that can test for it.
Focus,
And then-
focus. Now I can see the numbers. I can see
Okay.
it moving.
So now this fluid should proceed all the way across to the other side of the strip. And then once it's done, it should do its magic and determine whether I have T or C. And if it's C, then I don't have any of the virus in my nasal packages.
Yeah,
Yeah,
15 minutes.
I gotta wait before this C or T thing is declared. All right, so now the fluids, oh, one more thing. I'm gonna put a little bit more to make sure it goes all the way across, because they say 3. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna go all the way across. Do a time check, 15 minutes later. Okay.
Over here.
Okay, folks, I've already got my results, and it was probably only 5 minutes, not 15.
Now it's time to really confuse you.
Okay, and I don't have any COVID. It's a C, not a T. And I think C is, I don't know why, that should be COVID versus not COVID, but they got a
It's
C in
the
it.
C line.
C line is active, and that means that I'm clear. I think that's what C means, clear.
Yeah, the C line's okay. You're good.
Okay, good. And now we can go have some fun with pianos.
Now, the fun begins.